I want to talk a little bit about how you blend detail in a narrative essay like this, because when we were determining the criteria that we were going to use for this essay, we talked a lot about how you have to use a lot of imagery to build the scene that you're working on, and you have to spend a lot of time incorporating your thoughts and your emotion in order to make a claim about this moment. So you have to think about how to use both action details, reflection details, thinking details, and maybe even a little bit of dialogue. But the worst thing that you can do in this essay is to have a giant paragraph of action and then a giant paragraph of reflection or thinking. I shouldn't say reflection, because what I really mean is detail that shows what you were thinking about in the moment. And then a series of dialogue after that. So you want to try to figure out how to use all three at the same time. So I have attached a document in Google Classroom underneath this video that I'd like for you to open up and take a look at. And this is just 3 short paragraphs from a longer narrative. And it's from a young woman's point of view. And it's pretty clear what is happening in the scene. And I highlighted the details for you. So in yellow, I highlighted all of the action details, and in blue, I highlighted all of the thinking details, and in green, I highlighted all of the dialogue. And what I want you to notice is how this writer writes a sentence of action, and then she immediately follows that action with a thinking detail. And then she throws in a little bit of dialogue, and then her next sentence following the dialogue is a little bit more action, and then she reacts and thinks about that action. And then she goes back to some dialogue, and then she thinks about the dialogue a little bit, and then she shows some more action. So all 3 of those kinds of detail are one after the other. So you want to make sure, you want to go into your essay and take a look at your rough draft. And I want you to find a place where you have maybe 4 or 5 sentences of action, and I want you to try to break it up a little bit and infuse that action with some of your thinking detail. Or maybe you have 5 or 6 sentences of inner monologue or inner dialogue in your thinking details. I want you to break that up and include some of the action that was going on. So that's what makes a story. It's how all of those details bounce off of each other and how they blend together. So take a look at the highlights on that document, study it, and then go back to your rough draft tomorrow in class and take a look at where you can make some changes to the way you've structured your detail and figure out how you can blend it a little bit more.